but I'm talking about as far as like being in an environment where you're set up to lose, you know what I mean? And that's where we come from. And you do have a hope. There is a hope, right? Because if I can do it, I'll come from the same place. I'm in a wheelchair, you know, and I'm making moves. I'm making it happen. But you know what it takes?
All right, hey, what's going on? It's been a minute since I've recorded for YouTube, so this morning it's Saturday morning, it's like 6:27 and I'm running a couple minutes late already. So what is Coach Pabon doing this early on a Saturday morning instead of kind of sleeping in just a little bit longer? I'm on my way to a conference in Davie, Florida. That's on the East Coast side of Florida. I live on the West Coast side, and that conference is Jose Flores, the Business of Speaking Conference, and going to be a couple of different speakers talking about branding, talking about the business of speaking, right? Professional speaking, whether that's speaking from stage, whether that's speaking because you're a salesperson, real estate, you deal with customers all the time, whatever it is that requires you to do public speaking or professional speaking. And this conference is supposed to be able to help you improve in that area, be able to tell your story, be able to go ahead and develop your personal brand. And so that's what I'm heading out there to do, right? You got to pay the price for success, for whatever it is that your goals are and what you want to accomplish. And so, you know, this is one of the tickets along my journey. So I hope you stay along for the ride. You know, earlier when I said that I was running late, it's not that I'm actually running late to the event itself, because the event starts at 9 a.m. and they open the doors at 8:30. But like I mentioned, I paid the price. I bought the VIP ticket, so my table is reserved. Anyway, I will be back soon with more updates, and I'm I've already cleared it, but I will be doing a very short interview with Jose after the conference, so stay tuned for that. Let's open this up for the event. Okay.
Oh, are you here for this?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
I got here for the Jose B.O.S.S event. They're putting up some of the banners downstairs in the main lobby. I'm in the elevator. I'm looking for the room. Hello. Too busy looking in the camera. Got off on the wrong floor. Got off second floor instead of the third.
We're gonna do the mic shuffle, okay?
Ready?
The mic shuffle. Get away to get into it, right? Come on, warm your ass up a little bit. Got a little shaking going.
See, normally they make you stand up for the event. I'm all about sitting down, dancing. It doesn't have to be good. That's the great thing, right? There we go. I like that. All right, ready? Now we'll stand up. I'll try to stand up. Let's stand up. Come on, stand up.
Come on. Perfect. Thank you, Mike. Jose Flores, the mindset disruptor. Jose Flores is an international speaker, motivator, and author. He educates, inspires, and motivates individuals to strengthen their mental toughness and to develop their indispensable leaders by connecting with them, touching their hearts, and giving them a fresh perspective. Jose gets people to think outside the box, to start taking massive action and seeing immediate results. The present is a gift. The time is now for Jose to make an impact in your life. Jose authored Don't Let Your Struggle Become Your Standard, and he lives it. He wants you to stand tall and be your very best version of you that you can be. Stand up.
Yeah!
Yeah! Sit down, that's what I'm talking about. Come on, let's really get him so we can get him all excited. Stand up. Yeah! Jose, come on, buddy, get up here.
What's up, everybody? This is Coach Pabon coming at you with Jose Flores. And for those of you that don't know, he is my cousin. And some of you saw me reading the book in class, some of my former students last year. So this is that Jose Flores that was on the cover of that book. And we just got done with his business of speaking seminar event down here in Davie, Florida. And so I just wanted to kind of have a conversation and do a little quick interview. So I don't want to give too much away, but in a short time, because I know the story, but kind of like give them your origin story.
Yeah, man. So first of all, I just want to thank you for having me on, man, and just putting this content together for your audience. You know, and I was born and raised in the Bronx, New York, so I'm a city boy, and I was born with a neuromuscular condition. Excuse me, a neuromuscular condition called spinal muscular atrophy. And what that does is pretty much the older I get, the weaker my muscles get. But the sexier I get also, right? I have to throw that in there.
That's right.
And when I was young, it was tough because I had a great childhood, but when I got into high school was when things really started to get a little more difficult for me. It started to become difficult to go up and down the steps, sit and stand, lift my arms up and move my arms around. So I started losing a lot of my mobility capabilities. And then, the doctor said that by the age of 15, I'd end up in a wheelchair. They weren't expecting me to live past my teenage years. And lo and behold, I didn't end up in a wheelchair until I was 22, believe it or not, which was another big shocking moment for me, right? Because you think that you're 22, you're about to experience everything that life has to offer you and go take advantage of all the opportunities, and then I lose my ability to walk from one day to the next. And then they said that I'd be, they weren't expecting me to live past my teenage years, and this year I just celebrated my 42nd birthday, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still pushing, I'm healthy. Other than the condition, I have a clean bill of health. And I can live as long as, it's time for me, until it's time for me to go home, right? And so I'm excited, man. I just finished throwing my first event. I'm an international speaker. I do a lot of traveling. If those of you who don't know who I am, you may know my mentor, who's Les Brown. Yeah. He's a living legend, global icon, one of the best motivational speakers out there. And I've had the privilege and the honor to train and get coached by him directly.
How did that happen? How did you go from wanting to become a speaker and maybe doing things at your local church to then all of a sudden being mentored by like one of the top 3 people internationally, global scale speakers, to take you under his wing? Like, how did that even kind of, you're not even in his age group, right? I mean, he could be your grandfather almost, right? So how did that come about, that you were able to go ahead and kind of get into his inner circle, somebody of that level, and get him to mentor you and take you under his wing and write the forward on your book and make videos with you for Facebook and things of that nature? Like, what's the short version of how that actually transpired?
Yeah, it was powerful, because it just took for me to take some guts, man. It took for me to get bold and courageous and go after life like never before. I worked my whole life, pretty much more than half my life, in corporate America, and I did pretty good. I always worked my way up and I made, decent money. But I always knew that there was more out there that I wanted. I always felt like a little emptiness inside of me, like I knew that I wasn't functioning to my, full potential. And so I said, I can't use my arms, I can't use my legs the way I used to be able to. Right. So I said, well, what can I do to, make more impact, make more income? Right. And so I said, I still have my voice. And so I said, I'm going to learn how to use my voice and I'm going to become an expert communicator. So I went on YouTube and I Googled motivator, communication expert, and lo and behold, Les Brown showed up. So I started following him for years and studying him and following his social medias and watching all his YouTube videos and really, really studying the man. And his movement, his tonality, and just everything that comes with speaking and stage presence and all of that. And so I saw that he was going to be speaking at a free event in my area, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which was amazing. So I took the day off unpaid, right? Okay. Took the day off unpaid because it was at the end of the year, so I was out of vacation time. And I went to this event to go watch him speak, and I watched him speak, and it was the most amazing. It changed my life, And I finally got to meet him in person. I gave him my information, and one of the key things is everybody asked me, like, how'd you meet him? When I met him, I was prepared. And they always say that it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Say that again, because there's a lot of people out there that really need to, like, conceptualize that in your mind. That's a key nugget there that maybe I shouldn't even have you say it again, but you should be paying for this. But no, go ahead. Say it again for them.
It's always better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Right.
because you can miss out on an opportunity if you're not prepared. But when I met Les Brown, I was prepared, bro.
Yeah.
I was studying him. I had my all my ducks in a row, what I thought I did, and I put a package together. It's called the Speaker Kit, which just had like a speaker resume of some of the speaking that I've done at some schools, and I had some videos and some testimonials and my business cards, and I just gave him the package, and I said, hey man, I'd love to give you my information. So I said everything and anything that you need to contact me is in this package, and that was on a Wednesday.
Okay.
And that next Thursday, I went back to work, business as usual, and I got a phone call, and it was Les Brown called me the very next day.
That's awesome.
And that was 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago from now, and ever since we've been working together. Like Sam said, he did the forward to my book. I was on tour with him last year. I've spoken at several events with him. I've even been at the hospital with him praying because he's a 23-year cancer conqueror. So he's like my pops, man. He's my spiritual pops. I call him on the phone and I'm like, hey, what's up, pops? And that was a defining moment for me. It changed my life because I was able to get into an elite circle. Right? This man is a global icon, made millions and millions and millions, over $65 million, in his career, speaking, selling product, impacting lives, transforming lives, changing people's mindsets. And who better else to learn from than the best, right? So I picked the best of the best, man, and I'm glad I picked the winner, and it's changed my life, man. And I've come, like I said, I work corporate America, and now I've been able to start doing my own thing and work independently, and I'm an entrepreneur now, and I have courses and books and masterminds and one-on-one coaching and different things that I do, and it's just amazing, man. The journey has been amazing.
Yeah, and today was amazing. But so did this happen like overnight, like a switch? A switch turned on one night, you went to bed, no goals, no plans of doing anything as big as you're doing now, and impacting all the people that you're impacting and having the positive influence on everybody from young people to older people our age, people older than us. Was it just overnight, like a light switch? I mean, because we both came from the Bronx, New York. I know some of my former athletes, are inner city and urban, and they come from similar struggles and things like that. Like, do they have a hope? Do they have a chance? Like, what was it? Like, can you nail down, like, oh yeah, it came easy. It was like, you guys have no chance of doing what I'm doing, or,
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Like you said, we grew up in the Bronx, and I mean, it doesn't get more gritty than that, in my opinion. Unless you're like in a third world country and you're sleeping on the floor, then yeah, obviously that's worse. But I'm talking about as far as like being in an environment where you're set up to lose, you know what I mean? And that's where we come from. And you do have a hope. There is a hope, right? Because if I can do it, I'll come from the same place. I'm in a wheelchair, and I'm making moves. I'm making it happen. But you know what it takes? It takes for you to make a decision. It takes for you to make a decision and a choice that says, are you comfortable with where you are right now? Or do you want more out of life? You know what I mean? We all make choices and decisions. And those choices and decisions are the sum total of where you end up in life. So yeah, could I have, been still in the Bronx and still making poor decisions and hanging around people that I shouldn't have been hanging around, you know what I mean, and not making anything happen? Absolutely. That's what that was the lifestyle that was designed. That was the plan for me. There's not a lot of people that make it out of that type of situation. But again, I made a choice and a decision because I knew that I wanted more out of life, and I knew that I wasn't going to let this wheelchair defeat me, define me, or dictate my destiny. So like I said, I made that choice, and it took for me to change the way I was thinking. If you want to see change in your life, then you have to change the way you're thinking. That's why I coined myself the mindset disruptor, because I help people to start thinking differently from the normal ways of thinking. Right? We've been programmed for so many years. If you come from an inner city, you've been programmed a certain way. If you come from a wealthy family, you've been programmed a certain way. It's all about the programming. So all you need to do is change the programming. Change the way you're thinking, shift your thinking, start thinking more positively, start thinking that opportunities are available to you, and start seeking those opportunities. So when this whole vision of me wanting to become a speaker, was a thought, I started putting in the work. I started researching, I started YouTubing and Googling and figuring out things, right? How to start a business, how to start an LLC, how to file taxes. All of that was like Chinese to me, bro.
Right.
Where we come from, and even in today's educational system, they don't teach you these things. They don't teach you these things. So you have to be an action taker, and you have to initiate action and start taking action and start going after what you want in life. Because it's not going to fall on your lap, guys. It's not going to fall on your lap. You need to go out there and get what you want out of life because it's available to you. But you have to make the choice whether you want to put in the work and go get it, or you just want to sit back and chill and live an average life.
There you go. And that says it all, right? It doesn't matter where you are, right? It only matters where you want to go and how bad you want it.
That's right.
That's what it comes down to. Don't make excuses. It's how bad do you want it, and how much action are you willing to take on your part.
That's right.
tell them where they can find you and they can find you online and everything, and so this way they
Yeah,
can...
absolutely. So you can go to my website, which is joseinspires360.com.
And I'll put a link on the video when I go ahead and post this down there.
Yeah, so it's joseinspires360.com, and all my information is there. You'll be able to go to my website, my official business website. You'll get all my social media links, but if you want to just go straight to social media, you can follow me on any platform at Jose Inspires. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, you name it, I'm on it, because if you want to live differently and you want to have the things that everybody else wants, you have to be willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do so that you can have the things that other people aren't going to have.
Yeah, and that's another big nugget there. Our grandma used to say in Spanish, and it translates to English like this: show me who you walk with, and I'll tell you who you are.
That's right.
Right? So it's all about that circle of influence, and it's all about, if you want, like he said, if you want to change your circumstance, you have to take action, and you have to go ahead and start checking your inner circle and start making changes. We're not saying dump everybody, but you know, you might need to replace a few people and be a little bit more stingy with your time.
That's right.
Protect your time, protect your mind, protect what goes in your ears and your eyes, protect all of that, and put your own self-worth and your own value on your time, and stop giving it away to people that are kind of holding you down, and start looking for winners.
That's right.
Look for winners that you can kind of start getting around. Start by going to joseinspires.com. And since I am kind of gearing this for some of like my former students and you know, people like in that age group, like they're getting ready to graduate high school, maybe they're in their early 20s, what's one final nugget? Because I know you've been giving all day long, so I want to be respectful. One final nugget that you have for them.
Listen, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you're going through, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what your situation may look like, I want you to know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that it's possible for you to reach crazy levels of success. It's possible for you to reach crazy levels of success. I promise you, I'm telling you this because not only am I living it, I'm breathing it, I'm doing it, and like Sam said, be stingy with your time, protect your mind, and protect your grind. Do the work, and your work will show you results.
There you go. Love it.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks,
Love you.
Appreciate you, man.
And with that, we're out.